Hey YouTube, what is up? How is everybody doing today? I hope your days are going good and your lives are going even better than that. We are going to be doing something a little bit different today. It's so weird not seeing myself as the little dude in the corner down there. Like, it's just like weird being full screen and shit, but you know. I just wanted to show you guys my setup. I just wanted to show you guys like what I use on the daily, the DAC I use, the amplifier I use, the headphones I use, etc. Like kind of like how I hear things a little bit in a sense. Before that, man, it's so weird. My hair is doing some weird ass shit today. Like normally you see me with headphones on, so it's so weird not to be wearing them because it just like makes my hair go all the way down. So it looks a little bit better than what it does when my hair is just all poofy and just washed and all of that bullshit, man. But still, we're gonna go straight into my digital to analog converter, my DAC. This is in SMSL SU8. It is a very fancy, pretty little thing. It is truly balanced, which is very awesome as it plugs straight into my amplifier, which isn't quite truly balanced, but you'll know what I mean eventually. It's a very, very cool little piece of kit. It does exactly what it says on the tin. It converts digital signals into analog signals, and then transfers that signal into the amplifier. So on the back you'll see we have the power lead, which is there, even power lead. Then we have two different kinds of inputs there, which you plug in directly into, say, like a different kind of signal, or you can plug it straight via USB. We have lots and lots of other different shit onto it. We have a coaxial cable, which you can use, USB, optical, and then we have, of course, the left and right balances, which is what I use. The left and right balances go into my amp. And I don't use the two different cables. The two signal cables that you can use to plug into it as balanced is much clearer to go through. If you're wondering what a balanced cable looks like, it looks just like the one that plugs into that. Like, you know, this one you see on my videos, it looks just like this kind of cable that plugs into the back of it. And this plugs into my amplifier. Amplifier is a mash drop, special mash drop is in the US, so I had to pay import on it, and I was like, it's a THX AAA 789. It's not truly balanced, it's balanced, but it's not truly, it's like, it's as close to balanced without being truly balanced, if you know what I mean. It's that in between, I don't know why they do balanced and truly balanced and all of that bullshit, but. So, we'll start here. We have a power button, we know what the power button is, we have a balance connection, which is what a cable like that plugs into. Like the other end of that plugs into. We have a 1/4 inch, which is one of those. We have a half inch, or is it a? I have no idea. No, I think it's a 3/4 inch for like the really, really tiny one. I completely forgot my terms just because I'm trying to record it. So we have a gain. The gain is right here. You have 3 settings. The one is for like basically earbuds. Number 2 is for non-powerful headphones. 3 is for 250 ohm headphones and above. That's kind of how I tried to gauge. We have a volume knob. That's about as loud as I have it when I do it on videos. And we have an input. This button here is so that when you have a speaker plugged into the back of it, it can act as a pass-through. And because it can act as a pass-through, you can switch it between the headphones and between the pass-through. So if you have speakers, you can just switch it over, which is fun. It's always good to have like extra inputs that you might not need currently, but in the future. And so you have the 2 inputs, you have the pass-through and you have the normal input. You have the balanced input, which is what I always use, and then you have the power cable, which is right there, and you also have, what is it? There's the auto off and the bypasser. So like if you have it onto the auto off, I think you can also do it straight in the middle, so it's on anything right now, it's just doing that. Oh no, you have either the auto off or you have it on bypass, and yeah, so it turns off after about 3 hours. If you don't know, if it sends no connections going through it, it takes about 3 hours to turn off. It's a very sick piece to get. Both of these things brand new when I bought them a number of years ago now, probably. I think it was during the first lockdowns that we had. Was when I bought these. It was 500 quid just for the amp, and I think it was like 250, 300 just for the DAC. So I think prices have gone down since that point. I'll have to throw up some prices on screen once I've gotten through it, and I'm just editing the video. I think like the amp has gone down to like 250, 300, which is way cheaper than what I paid for it, and it's a fucking bargain if you are looking, or you are in the market to get yourself a nice little amplifier. It's well worth the money. It's very, very powerful. It's so clear. It's one of the most clearest amplifiers I've ever heard in my life. And I've like tested out quite a few, just in my time, just upgrading, switching equipment around and stuff like that. The clearest amplifier that I've ever had. I've never had anything above this kind of level of like price, as I don't really want to go above the 500 plus market, because that's just going towards insanity a little bit. Like, even like people would consider what I use on the daily insanity for a lot of people. Myself, some people's dream setup. This is my dream setup. Like, what I have right now, I have all the headphones that I would need. I have all the headphones that I want to use. Like, I don't really want to get into speakers so much, but I do adore my headphones. They're amazing. So, speaking of headphones, we are going to jump straight into these. These are the Beyerdynamic DT 1990 Pros. They are the upgraded version of the 990s and are amazing. They are £430, about $500 roundabout, and the sound amazing. They're completely open backed, so whenever you listen to music on them, you can hear everything coming through them. I would play them for you, but obviously my equipment's not plugged in right now, so I can't really do shit with it. But it's just one of those things. Like, they are the ones I wear most for reacting, because I can hear myself talk. Like, I'm the other ones which I use for my daily listening when I'm not doing anything. They are the ones which, like, those ones are the ones that I use for recording, so I can hear myself. And I wear them a little bit if I'm just watching YouTube or whatever the fuck I'm doing. And then I have these monstrosities right here, which are the brothers or sisters, whichever way you want to go about it. The DT 1770 Pros by Beyerdynamic. They are about the same price, about $430, $500 roundabout. They are completely closed back. They are very, very brutal. They have been reviewed as one of the most brutally dark low ends that people have ever heard on a headphone. They re-released them via mass drops, so the low end wasn't quite harsh. The reason why I had these and not those is because I wanted the low end to just drop, because I listen to a lot of death metal, I listen to a lot of deathcore, I listen to a lot of black metal and atmospheric and depressive black and all of those styles of music, and it suits what I listen to. The darkness is what I need, the really, really tight low end. Like, you can literally hear, like, every single piece of, like, darkness in anything that you ever listen to. Like, even with these ones, you can hear everything. Like, not as much low end, but with these, you can hear, say, if you're watching a live video, you can hear people talking in the audience. It's very ridiculous. Like, with all my setup, you can, like, literally hear anything in the video. Anything that's picked up by the microphones, you'll hear it. You'll hear any kind of little flaws, any kind of things like that, which is why I love my expensive setup, as it allows me to hear so much more than what you can with like a generic pair of like 30, 40 quid headphones and setup and stuff like that. On the daily, when I'm travelling around, when I'm just like listening to music for fun, either wanting to do album reviews or just wanting to listen to music, I just have a pair of AirPods. If you've ever wanted a pair of AirPods, you should get them. They're amazing. They sound decent. They sound like a good like 100 quid pair of headphones. If you get them second hand for about 80 quid, you're fine. They sound really good for what they are. Like, they're not as clear as like obviously my whole setup, but like if you're just travelling and on the move, then it doesn't really matter in the long run, does it? Either way. What else? Oh yeah, my microphone. Okay, microphone I used is a short SM7B. As you can see, it is just a straight microphone. It's what a lot of big podcasters use, like Joe Rogan. It's what Adrian Cohen from Seven Spires uses. It's what like a bunch of people use, to be honest. I think it's even what Ben from Shadow of Intent uses. It's even what he uses when he's doing vocals, I would imagine, because I've seen him use it when he was doing an interview with a YouTube channel before. Either way, yep. My microphone is just that. It's just something that I know is well used and well loved. It wasn't even that expensive. It was like 150 quid. It was like pretty cheap for what it actually is, and I love it. It just sounds amazing. And even with my shitty voice half the time, when I stutter or speak too fast or my jaw doesn't work properly or whatever the fuck I'm doing, it just works. It's just great. It picks up everything. Besides that, is there anything else that I really need to show off? No, not in terms of equipment, I don't think. But besides that, yeah, that's what I use. That's what I use on the daily. That's what you always see me wearing, see me using. That's my audio ship. That's like everything all together, including the headphones you haven't seen. I have spent about 2-3 grand on audio equipment, somewhere around there. Like, not too crazy, but still kind of crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm definitely an audiophile. I'm just not a rich audiophile. Like, a rich audiophile has like 10 grand worth of speakers and 10 grand worth of headphones and fucking amplifiers everywhere and fucking all kinds of like random shit you can plug it into, and it's just ridiculous. Somebody like Z Reviews or any of the big audiophile headphone review channels, or you know what I mean. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed, man. This was interesting. It's very weird to see me force it and just trying to show shit on screen. Either way, have a wonderful day, evening, or night, and I will catch you guys in the very next video. Until then, take it easy.